I got a little bit confused there. Just clicking and clicking. How's everyone? Welcome this evening to Ireland Live. My name is Paul Fitzsimons. We'll be joined in the next few minutes by Orla Donoghue. We have a good show tonight now. We've lots to talk about and lots to say about different things. Fair play to everyone. As you can see up in the top right there, I'm sure you can see Gale Force Media. That's the new media company that we have put together for getting the truth out and everything else. I seem to be lagging here an awful lot for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know whether. Can you put in the comments there? It's just myself. It looks like I'm lagging. Yeah. Good evening, everyone. And here is the lovely Orla. Yeah. Good evening, Orla. How are you?
Well, how are you?
Good. Am I lagging at all? No, I'm all right. Am I? Probably lagging behind.
I'm only just on. I haven't noticed anything.
Yeah, how you're going, Paul? I mean, you are 166. Isn't it 167 now? I don't know. The pool are one up. I know, Vincent. Obviously, the kids are at the texting me and my dad's at the running it to tell me there. Everyone, repost the stream if you can. We're at the getting up on. We should be running this. I'm just going to check there to see. Yeah, this has loads of views on it here. This one here, the broadcast. Yeah, I'm just looking at it on the. We've set up the new website and everything. I'll post them all up now in a minute, like, you know what I mean? And we have the new website. The views are flying up on that on the live stream. So yeah, I'll move out of the way of that there and just leave it. Let's see what happens there. So fair play. Anthony's been working on this over the last few days, and yeah, fair play to him. He's put an awful lot of effort into it. But how are you, and how has your week been so far?
Grant, just busy. You know yourself.
What
about you?
I'm busy. I had to come into town today to pay for something that I have to, private thing I have to do, and it's just nightmare after nightmare, you know yourself. The gorgeous Paul and the classy lady Orla. Thank you very much, Michael. Fair play to you. Good evening, Paolo, Orla, and everyone in the chat. Hope you all keep well. God bless you all, Aaron. Good bra. Yeah, thanks, fair play to me. Evening, Paul and Orla. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Lag seems to be sorting itself out. Yeah, it seems to have, yeah. But it's just, you know, when you're looking at yourself and it's lagging, it's a bit weird. How are you, Orla? Yeah, how are you, Chris? How are you, Ferg, Fitzer, and Galloway? How's everyone? Howdy, y'all? Yeah. Okay, you sent me in a thing about, we spoke about it the other day, about the man not being from, what was it? Was he not a Carlo man or something like that?
Yes, it was an article in the local newspaper, and it just shows again that they have him down as a Carlo man. He's not, he's foreign. It just shows the way that he's seeing people.
That's what they're doing, Orla, you know? And like that's happening a long time now, you know what I mean? It really is. But
it's just playing people for fools. Like once they see the name, the name's Irish.
That's what they do, Orla. You know? Do you think we're all bleeding ticks, you know what I mean? That's the I'm just gonna put it up there. We talk about it there. We did speak about it on Sunday night for a minute or two, but I'm just gonna throw that up there. Like this is what they're gaslighting you with, people. Fishing scammer 22 spent stolen money on online casinos. He's only 22, okay? A Carlo man who stole money through a phishing scam and spent it on online casinos has been sentenced to 8 months in prison at Carlo District Court. Joseph Michalescu. Now, there's no way of dressing that up as an Irish name, lads. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? He's not a Carlo man. You know, he's come into the country. Let's hear what we have to say. Joseph Michalescu, 18 Oaklawn's, Old Dublin Road, Carlo, pleaded guilty to money laundering and possession of drugs, of the misuse of drugs. At the court heard that Mr. Michalescu had stolen a substantial amount of money, 5,000, which was not recovered. A probation report had been directed with the request for him to bring 1,000 in the interim, which he did. However, Judge Geraldine noted the 2 probation appointments had been offered, but Mr. Thing never attended, blah, blah, blah. The defence solicitor, Joe Farrell, said the court his client had recently started work in a pub restaurant in Dublin and had brought 1,000 compensation to the court. He obtained through hard work. He seems to have turned things around. Yeah. So yeah, I'm not going to get much into. Does it? Yeah.
Just but just go down a bit further to not that paragraph. The next one.
The defendant has 21 previous convictions.
Well, I'm very glad now that he's turned a corner after 21 previous convictions.
6 of which relate to possession of drugs. His last drugs offence dated back to June 2023. His last conviction was for theft, for which he was given a community service order in lieu of a 5 months prison sentence. Judge Carty noted that the bench warrant had been issued on November 2024, but was vacated when he arrived at court late. Mr. Farrell said, if he is put in custody of his job, we are aware of previous convictions, and I imagine the court's mind is made up. I'm not prejudging, but that's the position as it stands. Judge Carty said, in respect to the money laundering charge, probation report had been released due to the matters might have been different. She said, sentencing the defendant to 8 months with 1,000 due on compensation and injury party. Yeah, you know, he wasn't only not a Carlo man, but he was a foreign man with 21 previous convictions. You know,
but now he's turned a corner.
Yeah, but what corner has he turned? You know what I mean? He only got 8 months. You know, you go into prison, join another gang in prison, come back out again, and he'll be worse. That's just the way it works, you know. It's just the way it works.
Our justice system is just wonderful in this country.
Jesus, it's brutal. Lads are flying there. Keep going there. Let me just check this.
We should be grateful. If it was Judge Nolan, he probably would have given him a handshake.
Yeah. Let me just see, can I watch that there now? Probably won't let me do it with it while I'm running this live, you know what I mean? So I won't try it. But if anyone is on the website, go on the website there and have a look and see what you think and let me know. Orla, you are out and about again this week. Mohammed from Carlo. Yeah, it's gone beyond the joke now. You know what I mean? It really has. And I have to say, there's a video there from Patrick Quinlan. I'd advise you all to watch it. You know what I mean? And what he has to be put up with in that council. You know what I mean? He spoke yesterday and it was all CSO stats and CSSO stats and the whole lot, and they all shot him down. Like, I mean, every one of them. Like, there's not one of them standing up with him. You know what I mean? And they all know what's going on. That's the killer part of it. You're a racist. You think by calling someone a racist, they're going to stop doing what they're doing? It makes you stronger. You know what I mean? I think it does it anyway. You know what I mean? To prove them wrong, you know? But yeah, it's just sickening. What have we got here?
Well, maybe they should be worried, more preoccupied with the 3 people that have died on our streets within the last 3 weeks. That's where my priorities be. On the 17,000 that's homeless. Yeah. And all the businesses that are closing right, left, and centre across the country.
Yeah. MDX there.
Well, let's call names instead.
Isn't it very strange? Mihal has such a problem about Greenland sovereignty, but doesn't want to know about Irish sovereignty. It's shameful. What a gobshite he is. Guys, again, Greenland, it's strategic with Trump. I don't know. I saw him in Davos today. I'd play 1 or 2 little things there. He just went in and blew them out of the water. And Harold Lutnick done the same, like, you know what I mean? So I'll play them in a while. He's going to end up an even more serious criminal. Yeah, he will, that kid. Yeah, of course.
Well, it actually, like, no matter what nationality somebody is, if you continuously give them a slap in the wrist, there's no incentive for them to stop doing what they're doing. Why should they care? And that's what he got caught with. How many other times was he involved in crime or drugs or whatever he was involved in and wasn't caught?
Yeah. Fingal Council is a joke. It is a joke, yeah. John Flynn, hi Paul. Did you see a man that stabbed the kids at the school is trying to get out of going to court? He's not well and he's had mental issues. Yeah, but I think it's been ruled now that he has to go, that he can face trial, that he's not mentally unstable or whatever. Is that
something new today?
Yesterday. I don't think that. I don't know, Joan. Is that new today? Because I haven't seen that today. And saying that I haven't been.
I wasn't on X today, so
neither was
I didn't see anything. But,
yeah, Councillor Quinlan was fantastic and had his brief well rehearsed. Yes, he had, and kudos to him. Fair play to him for doing that. He had them all off to a T. He knew what questions they were going to throw back at him and what slander they were going to throw at him, and he had an answer for everything. Fair play to him. Hats off, Patrick Quinlan. Now I'll give him that. I saw that, Joan. That must be today. I don't know. President Trump needs to
I
send
didn't
a
see
massive
anything on
US
X there. I wasn't even on it.
warning. Evening all. Trump owned Davos. Hats off. Yes, he did. Yeah, of course he did. Yeah. Liz Pepper, she'll be in trouble and rightfully. She's a garbage. Yeah, that's that lady Ruth Coppinger. That woman is an antichrist. I'm telling you now. That woman is. She's all for trans agenda. She's all for abortion. She's all for abortion up to birth. You know, come on. She's Muslim. Well, I don't know whether she is Muslim or she's married to a foreigner. And anyway, I think they are. But you know, she's all the bad things that you don't want. You know what I mean? She's all the things you don't want in a person.
Yeah, no,
you know what I mean?
woman, yeah.
She's all rolled into one, and she has a massive following up around there. She's out fighting against this George Enchenko thing and the whole lot. Listen, lads, these things happen. You attack guards with knives. I'm sorry. This is what happens. And the guards aren't told to shoot you in the leg or they shoot the biggest body mass, and that's here. And that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? This has happened to umpteen people in the country, you know? But she got in and sparked it all off with Owen Breed, Smith, and the whole bleeding lot. They all did it. Paul Murphy, all these bastards just trying to, you know, yeah. They're just race baiters, like, I swear to God.
I can't even look at them.
Good evening. Yeah.
Hey, Drew.
Yeah. Trump hasn't owned anyone. He's a weak lying wall toucher. Okay. All Greenland is going to benefit is small hats. Yeah. Okay. China and Trump hasn't owned anyone. He's a weak lying wall. Okay, this is the Wailing Wall. Isn't that touching that? I remember that. Yeah. All Greenland is going to benefit is the small hats. Okay. Trump is rocking in Davos. He is, yeah. I think he is as well. China with the US Embassy in London, Russian ships near data cables in Irish waters. Yeah. Are they really? Who that people before Prophet Wanker? What's going? That's rounds at the minute. Which one? It's a few of them.
Yeah, isn't that who she is?
Who? Is she not? Is she people? Yeah, she could be people. No, she's. Is she? She could be. Yeah, solidarity people before Prophet. Yeah, she could be. Yeah,
I can't even look at her.
Yeah, she has the trans community in her pocket. She has the. Well, she's just a nasty person.
Yeah,
demons are real, and that's a demon. I'm telling you now, Ruth Coppinger is one demon. How she got voted in up there is beyond me. I'm being honest with you.
Depends on the area.
Trump has done a deal on Greenland. Happy days. Let's see, can we get anywhere? Pull her up in a while. Like Von the lawyer and Mary McAleese. Yeah, Joan Flynn. They called Patrick a racist, and he has the numbers from the government websites. I mean, fair play to him. He was attacked, and your man saying, "Sure, there was more than us." Or yeah, it was brilliant, and like I really have to say, it was fair play to him, and I take my hat off to him because he was lashed out of it in there by the whole lot of them. I think there's 40 odd of them in there. You know what I mean? And not one of them on his side. So fair play, honestly, fair play. He's a good man. I'm not Martin or I kept that wooden spoon up. Lefty women are brutal. Oh, lefty women are nasty people.
We're going to say nothing. Next time he's on, I'm going to bring on a wooden spoon and duct tape.
We had a chat with him. Yeah, we had a chat with him. He's grand. Yeah, he's grand. Why do Irish people hate the Irish working class so much? I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I really don't know. I'm working class. I think your man going to court for stabbing was on the news a few days ago. Yeah, it was a few days ago. He was trying to get out of it, I think, but I think they've since came back to say that that he's fit enough to stand trial. You know what I mean? So, yeah, as far as I know, yeah. Russia has weapons of mass destruction. USA go. Yeah, lads. Smoke and mirrors, lads. Salt, smoke and mirrors. We were listening about the Beckhams for the last 2 bleeding days. What did they sneak in while we were all talking about the Beckhams? You know, there's something that had been snuck in somewhere while everyone was, you know, TikTok this and just get away with it. The Beckhams. Who cares about the bleeding Beckhams? Like, you know what I mean? The one that stood up and went on a delusion and ran to the doll. the blondie one, was
She
it?
was talking to
Angela
Ruth.
Leggett.
Yeah, I remember she had the rant and she was rude to the Grip Media. It was a Grip Media reporter. She showed herself up, showed her true colours. Look.
Angela Leggett there. Today they said that they are aware that child killer has neurocognitive issues, but he is fit to stand trial. Good. Let me just check this out.
Sorry.
I'll pull this over here. We're back on the number now tonight. Yeah, hang on. Let me see what I just got in. There it is there, yeah. Fair play to you. That's Kira. That's Kira. Hang on a minute, I just share this. Thank you very much for that. What are you laughing at?
Paul.
Oh.
I've just got a message from somebody who's a first-time watcher tonight because I told her about the show. She's a business I went to visit today. And she's saying, I want to marry him. And I went, who? Your man talking.
Oh, stop. I'm divorced, so yeah. We're good.
There you go, Paul. He is single.
Oh, he is single, yeah. Yes. Why didn't that share there? My entire screen. There. Okay. Thanks very much for the marriage proposal there, but yeah, we'll see. Send a picture in to Gale Force Media. I'm joking.
Oh, that's just too funny.
Yeah, this is it here. Man fit to stand trial of a Parnell Square attack, says the psychiatrist. Riyad Bukachar, who was charged with assaulting care worker and attempting to murder 3 children at Parnell Square in Dublin just over 2 years ago, is fit to enter a plea and stand trial. A consultant forensic psychiatrist for the state has told a hearing at the Central Criminal Court. The expert witness told Justice Hunt today that, that's it. He can stand trial. Fair play. Yeah. I love Putin to flatten Davos. Wait till Trump goes home. Yeah. Missing children, Irish. Yes, it's all about missing children here now. Yeah, breaking news, Galloway. Thank you very much. Trump's not your savior. We need to save ourselves. We're trying to save ourselves. Yes, we are. There's a lot of work going on in the background trying to save us and everyone else. They just shut down Davos meeting 5 minutes ago. They called them a meeting after Trump. Of course they did. Shouldn't they do that the last time as well? They turn around and yes, he is the biggest threat to the world and he is this and he is that. And get a grip, lads, will you? Trump is the master of the deal. Yeah, he is. You have to give it to Trump. He's put them wankers in their place. Yeah, I think he did as well. And hang on, I just see, have I got did I pull down the Trump one? Where are you? I thought I did. I'm just going to just play the Commerce Minister, okay? Howard Lutnick. This is brilliant.
Well, I think you should start at a much higher level. Okay? We are in Davos at the World Economic Forum. And the Trump administration and myself, we are here to make a very clear point. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first. We can have policies that impact our workers. Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies. Okay? And so that is a different way of thinking. It is completely different than the WEF. I viewed the WEF as not a flagpole in the middle, but in fact, they are the flag. Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries.
There you go. The Trump speech, you can't get it now because when I go into TikTok, it's been taken down. It wouldn't let me download it earlier on, you know what I mean? So I just had it up on TikTok. And when you went to play it there now, it's no longer available. We're having trouble. Hi guys, any idea what happened to Philip Dwyer's court case? I think I think I should. No, I'm going to be honest. I do know, but it's not my place to tell anything. So let Philip. I'd say Philip will make a statement himself. So yeah, okay. Trump done a deal with NATO for Greenland. I have it here. I'm just going to read it now. Let's have a bit with this. This is it here. Based upon a very productive meeting that I had with the Secretary General of NATO, Mark Rutte, we have formed the framework of a future deal with respect to Greenland and, in fact, the entire Arctic region. This solution I consummated will be a great one for the United States of America and all NATO nations. Based upon this understanding, I will be imposing the tariffs that were scheduled to go into effect on February 1st. Additional discussions are being held concerning the Golden Dome as it pertains to Greenland. Further information will be made available as discussions progress. Vice President J.D. Vance, Secretary of State Mark Rubio, Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, and various others as needed will be responsible for negotiations. They will report directly to me. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. So there you have it, people. He's done a deal. The art of the deal. The Irish inquiry on child found rambling in Dublin City. I didn't see that yet. I'll go on to the Irish inquiry website there, or the Twitter, just to see. I'll do that now.
Didn't see
anything. Found that out there, people. Yeah. The website wasn't working there for a while, people, so it's up and it's running there now. It wasn't showing the live stream, so if you can't get in here, go into the website and you can have a look. Yeah, just looking there now. Yeah, we have the thing there. Okay, I'm just going to go with that as well there. You can watch us live on X at FitzyDub, at Anthony L. Casey, at Rugamorph27, or at Irish Column YouTube, at Gale Force Media YouTube, and you'll get us on live at Gale Force EA24, blah, blah, blah. You can see it there. That's where we are. Okay. Oh, God. Now, let me just have a look, people. Brooklyn was talking from the heart. I followed the Beckham debacle, trivial as it is. All right, fair enough. I haven't followed
I know we put something up. I didn't even get a chance to read it.
No interest in it. No interest in it. I'm getting a humming in my ear here, to be honest with you. Is there any... Yeah. There you go now, Gale Force Media. Sorry, all. Gale Force website now streaming show live. Thank you very much for that.
You're sacked.
Spare us about the Beckhams.
Is that Anthony, is it? Is that Anthony? He's sacked.
Yeah. Okay, the Garda Powers Bill 20, absolute snake. I have sent you Patrick's post about Paolo. People need to see this. Okay. Did you send it in to me, mate? If you send it into the show one, will you, Ferg, if you can, because I have it back working here now. Saw that. Does Gale Force have live chat? Yes, I think it has as well got live chat. I think so, yeah. But just for people who are watching it on the telly or anything like that, people do watch it on the telly, you know what I mean? So you'll be able to watch it live from the website if you have internet on your telly. Beckham's book on sale now. Posh boys pissed at the wedding. Made the show myself. Yeah, who cares? Yeah. And Max, if you want a home, contact Queen and Marine or whatever her proper name is. It's the ex-Sinn Féin Council, and even got homes for people that sold homes for big money but got home. Yeah, I know. Sinn Féin are rotten to the core. Social Democrats are the same. People before puberty are the same. Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael, the whole lot of them, they're all the same, every one of them. Patrick Quillen is also very handsome. Yeah, he is. 300 delegates they brought with them. Lovely.
This is not a dating show. Does anyone know that?
Listen, hey. I've sent Paolo the video.
Oh, no, this is because you've got a marriage proposal. That's why. Hey, Paul, do you want to be best man? Chris Bourne, do you want to be best man?
Oh, I have it there now. Sorry. Yeah, let me just. Yeah, Patrick. Is this Patrick McGreal? Yeah. Hang on, I'll just pull her up there and see what's.
Okay. Paul, I'm sending you over something now as well from the Irish Inquiry.
Yeah, okay. Is this what you were talking about there? Yeah. Is this the one there? Yeah, I have it there now. I'll just
okay, that's not the one they're talking about, but hold on, I just think that's of interest anyway. Hold on a second. This is. Okay, I have it. I'm sending it over. So we'll do the two things, all right?
All right.
Okay, here's the second one. That's on the child.
I have that one. The child one. Is that the 16-year-old?
I've sent you 2. No, I've sent you 2 of them. Yeah. So we'll play the 2 of them. Yeah.
One of them is loaded reading and one of them is a video.
Both of them are reading, and I think there's a video. Hold on, this video. Yeah, the one underneath now. That seems to do with the child. Yeah, in Dublin. So there is reading. Yeah.
Okay, I'll read that now. Yeah, I'll pull these over here and I will read it. Okay, this is with the child in Dublin. Hold on there. I'm just getting Phil's video ready there as well. Okay. Can you see that, people? Yeah. Okay, this is from the Irish Inquiry. We find it very difficult to believe that Irish businesses and restaurant owners would not report their knowledge of this sex, rape, trafficked child. I find it very alarming that whoever she went to didn't, in fact, do that. I believe that it is a significant cultural difference on display. Not bring a young girl who has been raped repeatedly to the Gardaí and was in bed for the night. She is a child, not an adult. The fact she could not speak any English but has gotten to know these businesses and restaurant owners indicates I'm correct. Mind you, Irish people are not innocent. Anyone who supports unvetted, rampant immigration. On there a second. Yeah, anyone who supports unvetted, rampant immigration, where documents can be easily destroyed on a plane or boat to avoid border patrols but still can gain entry, supports child trafficking. The man who trafficked this poor young girl and then raped her over and over again got in here with no scrutiny as to who he was to the child. This is not the first time we have read about this thing happening, and it won't be the last. Even then, we do not know the tip if this is the tip of the iceberg. Ireland is a safe haven for those who wish to bring children in for the explicit purpose of harming them. The young girl was apparently very unwell when found and was very distressed when recounting what had happened to her to sexual abuse. She needed STD tests and medical treatment. Ireland has and always will be a place where children are exploited and abused, and is completely allowed. And it is completely allowed to go unchecked. Different century, same crimes against the innocent. On a side note, it is good to see that the Child Law Project has finally been reinstated after an 8-month period where there was no oversight of the trustless dealings in the court. It is highly suspect that the government terminated this extremely important project for so long, citing procurement delays. That's very odd, given the same project won the tender and the government knew when the tender would be up for renewal. 8 months of completely closed off courts in camera means 8 months where Tusla and the courts could act as if no one was watching or taking note of what was happening in each case that arose. Yeah. They have the contact details of a man who had brought her to Orleans. The child had said that she would go to restaurants and other businesses run by people she came to know and ask for help. She said they would sometimes give her a place to sleep for the night. Okay, that's that. Is that what they were talking about there? Oh, I'm way up here on this. Sorry, Orla.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, it is horrendous. Yeah. Trump's speech. He's a master of the game. He was on the side of building his side, building a new world. He's not your friend. I know that he was the nearest thing to a friend we have at the minute. Phil's word of the video. Yeah, I'm gonna play Phil's video there now. Thanks, Alan. I have it there.
Do you want to just play the other Irish Inquiry first, just to get that out of the way? Then that's the two of them done. Then.
Yeah, hang on. This is this woman, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, now this is not long.
No, it's a video anyway.
This is the video of this the one. This fella experimented on the daughter or something, didn't he?
No, I haven't seen the video yet, so I don't know what she's saying.
Yeah, I'll play the video. Only 40 seconds.
Feel utterly let down, not only by the arrogance of an incompetent surgeon, but by the healthcare system that allowed this man to operate. And as far as we're concerned, he experimented on our daughter and even videoed the surgery without her permission. Jessica was the light of our lives. That light went out on the 11th. We will never be the same. Our lives and the lives of our family and friends and all who have known her and loved Jess has been changed forever. We feel utterly let down, not only by the arrogance of an incompetent surgeon, but by the healthcare system that allowed this man to...
Sorry. That was it, wasn't it? How long did that go on for?
Is this what I featured? I'm just wondering, is this what I featured on my TikTok about the girl that died? Sorry, hold on.
It is. Yeah.
Oh, hold on a second. Let me go over. Too many social media pages. Hold on.
I'm just going to read this, and anyway, this is what the Irish Inquiry said. That he experimented on our daughter. Hang on, I'll just mute you. He experimented on our daughter and even filmed the surgery without her permission. No one verifies if his qualifications of medical staff coming in here are real. God help this poor mother and rest of Jess's family. This man should be in jail. Potentially the most unsafe place in Ireland, in my view, is a hospital. A woman whose doctor is a consultant in the Dublin hospital told me on a train recently that 9 out of 10 of the staff are non-nationals and most do not have enough English to completely read or write medical notes. She also says her daughter disclosed that many do not wish or feel they have to learn, nor does anyone force them to in order to maintain their jobs, positions. No one should ever get without proper background checks, which are almost impossible. The highly competent language skills. This is clearly a dangerous precedent that has been set because of the desire to have a woke, pro-diversity environment as well as a pool of cheap labour. Of course, many foreign delays care workers are excellent. But all of the aforementioned still stands. Some should not be in the positions they are in. Meanwhile, our highly trained doctors and nurses, trained at taxpayers' expense, are leaving in their droves, driven out deliberately, while recruitment companies receive thousands for each foreign healthcare worker they recruit, meaning the companies are not incentives to ensure qualifications, certs, diplomas, degrees, and doctorates are real. Recently in India, a massive warehouse full of fake professional documents were uncovered. There you have it. Did that last for 38 seconds? Yeah.
That my TikTok. This must be the same story because I only highlighted this yesterday.
Yeah. Okay. But did that go for 48 seconds, or was it only a few seconds?
What?
Did you hear everything she said? You heard everything the woman said.
25 seconds, but there's no background to that woman there from the Irish Inquiry. They might have done another one further on, but if this is what I highlighted yesterday on TikTok, just pull that up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because this is horrendous.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we know 85% of all claims against doctors are against non-nationals here in this country. Why is that? Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to play Philip's video here just for Philip explaining.
No, Paul, just pull up that TikTok because that's the background story of what happened to that girl.
Where is the TikTok? Did you send it to me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you did, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah. I think I had that.
It's just so that people know.
There was a surgeon at University Hospital Limerick has admitted to professional.
I'm assuming this is the same story.
Hang on. I'll just play this and anyway. Yeah, I think that's Orla's sound. When Orla's mic is on, you can hear me. It's like a reverb. I'll bring it back on now in a minute. Okay, I'll just play that there. The operation without having adequate experience Wow, that is mental. So that's what the lady was talking about. Jesus. Yeah.
Hold on. A second. Okay. So it's Dr. Aisha, I think it is, Lal, a general surgeon, appeared before a fitness to practice inquiry of the Medical Council in relation to his care of Jessica Sheedy, including a complex operation he performed on her at Limerick University Hospital on the 8th of May 2018. He qualified as a doctor in New Zealand in 2020, had been registered to work in Ireland since 2011. He had worked as a general surgeon at the hospital since 2012, specialising in breast surgery. At the outset of the hearing, Council for the Medical Council said he had made full admissions to 3 allegations of professional misconduct and 10 allegations of poor professional performance under his care. Miss Sheedy, this was off Miss Sheedy between November 2017 and May 2018. And then Miss Ward said that there had been a serious failing short of the standards of care expected by this doctor. So like his misconduct led to her death. Like, that was a teenage girl. Like she bled out. That's what happened to her. Like that's her life gone.
I know. But how many of our kids, how many kids does that happen to around the country? Like, you know what I mean? It is happening to a lot of young kids.
And he was trained in New Zealand.
Of course he was. Right.
And if you want to put up
the what?
Do you want to put up Philip's video?
Yeah.
Okay, folks, Philip Dwyer here, journalist outside the criminal courts of justice here, or whatever you want to call them, with my great pal Ferg, who came in to support me all the way, as usual. So we got a result, really, kind of a, let's call it a draw, in a sense, where the judge decided to convict me, but he issued the Probation Act. So, in other words, it's not a conviction, really. So he kind of quashed the conviction, let's call it. He found the law very restrictive, I suppose. I don't think he actually kind of agreed. He felt that he had no choice, and he felt that the law was kind of, in a sense, draconian, he said, this public order law. But unfortunately, he felt that he had no option. Now, I disagree with that. I would have complied with that guard's instructions if I had been given the opportunity. I had 17 seconds, it shows on the video, before I was arrested, while I was trying to explain to the guard that I was a reporter and that they had arrested me before for something similar, and it was thrown out of court. So look, it's disappointing. The Probation Act, the conviction was quashed, which is a good thing, and I will have to pay €200 to the Garda Benevolent Fund. So, you know, it's sour taste in the mouth, but at the same time, its conviction was quashed. So, guys, thanks for everyone who supported me. Thanks to the great Ferg Power here. Thanks to Ian on the camera. And yeah, look, onwards and upwards. We'll keep fighting. The judge actually said I need to continue doing my citizen journalism work and avoid confrontation with the guards and the police, let's call them. And that was basically it, folks. So all the best.
Well, there you have it there. That's exactly it. Well done. Fair play to you, Phil. Just hit 600 there, people. Keep sharing it out there. Yeah, that's definitely, when I mute you on my call, I can't hear that in my ear, and neither can anyone else. You can't. But when I do this, you can hear it. What you got? Grant. Billy Bogus. Fair play to you, Billy.
Have you paused? You look like you're frozen. He's frozen time. You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I'm back. I actually had that video of that mother there. All right. I'm just having a look to see what you sent me here. You're talking there. What did you say?
Let's do the Mercosur deal. There's a couple of things on it.
Sorry, I'm going to do this young fella now. Mercosur explained. I like this young fella. The politics, he's very good. Yeah, we must get him on.
What is Mercosur, and why are people so angry about it? Mercosur is the name given to a group of countries in South America, and the Mercosur deal is the largest trade deal that the EU has ever made. Basically, the deal aims to remove or significantly reduce tariffs between the countries involved so that they can trade with each other. Now that sounds like a positive thing, but there are some drawbacks. European car manufacturers would benefit the most, so too would pharmaceutical companies and machinery exporters. In Mercosur countries, agricultural products like beef and poultry would be their biggest gain, which is making European farmers none too happy. Currently, farmers on this side of the globe are subject to some pretty strict safety rules to ensure the highest quality meat. Mercosur countries, however, are not subject to those same rules. Farmers are worried that by allowing large imports of meat such as beef, it will create unfair competition, and they could be right. the EU expects 99,000 tonnes of beef to flood the European market. And if that beef isn't subject to the same rules and regulations, then it will inevitably be much cheaper. There's also the issue of health. Cheap beef from a country where there's no regulations or strict guidelines won't just damage farmers, it could damage people in general. The Irish government is also in hot water, because up until a few days ago, it looked like they were considering voting yes to this deal. This, of course, caused massive backlash from farmers across Ireland, many of whom have always voted for Fianna Fáil or Fine Gael. Ultimately, however, Ireland voted no to the deal, with many people now believing that Micheál Martin only voted no because he knew that the deal would pass in Europe anyway. So whether this flip-flop has hurt the government parties remains to be seen, but it looks like the Mercosur deal is going to pass, whether Ireland likes it or not.
So he summarises that up really well. And then if you go further down, you'll see a photograph in relation to Board Bia. Now, there you go.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. No, but just look at that. Board Bia chairman, like, sells Brazilian beef. Is that not completely selling out our own farmers? Like, this is Board Bia's chair. Like, my God.
Oh.
So then, date now is if you want to put up Paul Lawless, so that's the recent up to date on the Mercosur. So at least they're still fighting it.
We've just touched down here in Dublin Airport to the great news that the Parliament in Strasbourg have voted to refer the Mercosur trade deal to the European Court of Justice. We always believed that this vote was going to be razor thin. We always believed that we had a chance, and indeed the vote was carried by approximately 10 votes, and that is how close this vote ultimately came down to. I want to commend all of the farmers from right across Ireland who have lobbied and campaigned their MEPs in relation to this vote. This vote does give us some time, and I would ask the Irish government to get off the fence. It is not too late to stand up for Irish farmers. It is not too late to enact the programme for government, which effectively states to proactively work with like-minded countries to oppose this deal. What our experience in Strasbourg was very clear is that MEPs were willing to engage. MEPs from right across Europe were undecided up until the 11th hour, and that is how important the lobbying that farmers have applied, and indeed Irish politicians. So I would ask the Irish government to use this time wisely, use it to stand up for farmers, use it to stand up for food quality and standards, not just for Ireland, but indeed for consumers and the entire European population. Gur Malgat.
So that's good. I have another video. I just need to go over it from a butcher. We can play that maybe Sunday night. And then I'll have another interview on Friday with another butcher just to see how things are going. So, but there seems to be definitely a turnaround with people coming in, you know, to the local butchers and buying their meat, because I think they really are starting to realise that they're being deceived. Do you remember we featured that video there, was it last week, about a company down in Cork that had corned beef, and it made it look like, you know, when you looked at the front of the packet, it was Irish, but when you turned it around, it was Brazilian beef. Like, how much Brazilian beef is out there that we just don't even know about? I mean, there's no animal welfare standards. There's no traceability. These animals can be injected with anything. Like, I had a video that I put up where they were being injected with growth hormones. Like, we have no idea, you know, like, what is in this meat that's going to flood the country. Like, so people really have to be going back to their butchers and you know, and being able to ask the questions. Where does the meat come from? You know, we'll say in relation to chicken and things like that, if they want free range, you know, and that's it. Just go back to the way things used to be before the supermarkets just hugely took over. I mean, there's no butcher's counter anymore. You can't ask anything anymore in a supermarket.
Yeah, I know. You used to get fish and everything. It used to be great. Some of the places used to do fish and everything. Dunn still does it. Some of the big Dunnses have it, you know. But yeah, you can't beat the old butchers. You can't beat the butcher on the street, the likes of Kerrigan's or J.W. Smith, or the different ones in town, Twinings and
Yeah, this is one I know out in Tullow, and because I've highlighted them a couple of times, like, and I was talking to the owner, like, he's fierce funny, like, and he says to me, like, oh, if somebody asks me where do you get your cattle from, because they sell the beef and all that as well, he just goes, there from the field, like, which is just literally outside the door. You know what I mean? Now, as well about the halal, and the butchers that I was talking about said that their chicken, the ones that I spoke to now said that they had, like, we'll say, the fresh chicken, all that, none of that was halal. Now, he did show me, one of the butchers was able to show me that, the packaged chicken, to check the back of it, that the halal label will be on that. So again, check your labels. If for your frozen chicken, like your chicken nuggets and all that sort of stuff, or goujons or whatever, check the back, because the halal sign is normally on it. And that's how you know. But generally, your fresh chickens, with the butchers I spoke to, said they were not halal. But again, every county, check with your own butcher.
Yeah. That's what we have to do there. Just looking at Angela Leggett there. The podcast with Morlock Murphy and Martin was brilliant. Really interesting. Listen, it was actually, yeah. I thought it was good. He has next week's one done and all. He did it already, so that'll go out Monday. So, yeah. What did you say?
I said there's not enough hours in the day.
Now you have it. I'm never buying Horgan's meats, selling their brand as Irish, and it's from Brazil. Yeah, I seen that. I was just looking for that video there. I'm just going to look for it now. Yeah, man from board B is Dawn Farm Foods. Dawn Farm Foods, nice, Jesus.
And then I saw a video this morning, I shared it on Facebook, where there was another family butchers in Mead closing down. There's another Irish business gone. Staff losing their job. It's just horrendous.
Yeah. I'm just going to play one of your promo videos here, or Tattoo Man I'm going to play.
So I'm here on Burren Street in Carlow with Stuart from Forever Young Arts. How are you, Stuart?
Oh, good.
Well, this is a fantastic place. I've never been in it before. And you do artwork and you also do tattooing.
We do indeed, yeah. Anything art related, we do.
And how is business going?
Business is going good, yeah. We've been open now 3 years this month, and it's just been getting busier and busier and busier, yeah.
And you commission art as well?
Yes, we do portraits, a lot of portraits. I do a lot of pet portraits. We also do murals, like the paintings on the wall, things like that as well, yeah, we do indeed. And of course, we design, every artist here, tattoo artist here, designs our own tattoos as well.
And what do you feel is the importance of people shopping in your local stores?
Looking for quality, making sure that the people you're getting to tattoo, you know what they're doing, that they're well trained, they're well versed, and of course that they're actual artists, that they can draw. Yeah.
And you were saying to me as well, like, you spent years training for this.
Yes, 3 years, yeah. 3-year apprenticeship, yeah. And I think that's one of the things that's missing from a lot of tattoo artists in the industry nowadays, because it's so easy to just go buy a machine off of Amazon and get your bits and pieces and immediately start tattooing people, which is not good. There's so many things you need to know, from cross-contamination to skin issues, skin diseases, all kinds of things. There's so much that you have to learn. As I say to our apprentices here, it's like the actual aspect of tattooing skin is about 10% of what you need to know in order to actually tattoo.
And as you said yourself, being able to draw.
Oh yeah.
Definitely helps.
Absolutely. I mean, sometimes the stencil will wipe off, or maybe a client will tap out, your stencil is gone, they have to come back. You need to have those skills there to be able to pick up where you left off. Absolutely you do.
And anybody can come in at any stage and have a chat to you if they've any worries, concerns,
absolutely.
or what they want to get done.
Of course, and that's the beauty about online Facebook, Instagram. I mean, we're on the end of a phone 24/7.
Or anyone can physically come into the shop and speak to you in person.
As long as they're over 18, yes.
Oh, over 18, yes, of course.
18, yes,
but it's that personal touch, and we're going to lose an awful lot of that if local shops close down.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you know, I've been tattooing a good while. I'm tattooing now the second generation of some clients. You know, their kids have grown up and come of age, they're over 18, and now they're coming in to get tattooed, and that's something I think it's lost with kind of a high street kind of a shop or a franchise studio. It's one of the things I love about tattooing personally, is that connection with your client, you know. I mean, I've known some of my clients for decades, for years, you know.
It's so important, 100%.
Absolutely, yeah, because it's more than just, oh, I'm going to put an image on you and, you know, I'm going to take your money off, you know. And so many clients will give a text and it's not, I need a tattoo, it's like, oh, I want to hang out, or I need a therapy session, you know, that kind of thing.
I'm getting a lot of that nowadays where people are saying, we just love going in for a chat.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
You should set up a coffee van in the corner.
Definitely, yeah.
Well, listen, Stuart, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much. And listen, I wish you the very best of luck for 2026.
Thank you very much.
So what?
Isn't he so nice? He's so cool. You should see the artwork place. They reached out to me and asked me to pop in, and they just said an awful lot of tattoo places are overlooked. But the place is amazing, and I just said to them, like, I knew you were here, but I just thought you were an art studio, you know, selling paintings. Well, you just go in and it's so bright and open, and they're just so nice inside. And it was great to have a chat to him. Like, and his artwork is amazing. And I think it's important. Like, a lot of people would like to get a tattoo, but they're very nervous about it. But like, this is what's so great about talking to the business owners, because you're able to put, you know, a face to the business. And, you know, just anyone listening to him, like, you'd know by him that, no, I didn't get one. Like, thanks so much. But like, to me now, if I was nervous, I'd be like, he seems really sound, I'm going to go into him, you know. And that's why I think it's so important to show the business owners, you know.
Fair play to you all. Yeah, I had to just turn you off there a minute because I'm getting feedback in my ear, but I'll let you back on to talk now. People are putting in great. Fair play to you all. Both owned by Queely family. This must be the meat crowd. Plus, they're like rabbits. Many more buckets of them up to your neck. Yeah. He at you with his needle, Orla? I actually have another one I'm going to play, Orla. Was this this guy was the Barber, Polish guy, is he? He's worked there a few years.
Who invited me in just to have a chat with her about her business. And she actually shares the premises with a Polish barber. And he was just really, really nice. And I said, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? And you know what? He came across as so sincere. And he just said, look, I don't want to be giving out about things in the country, he said, because, you know, I'm not from Ireland. The man's here 20 years. He's worked the whole time. He was even honest enough to turn around and say, but like, I did take, you know, I wasn't able to work during, you know, the lockdowns. I said, that was the same as everybody else in the country. But he was so genuine. And he's here 20 years. He's paying his taxes. His 2 children were born in this country as well. And he loves Ireland. So I just said, look, can I do an interview with you? So he said, yeah.
So here it is.
So I'm here at a barber's called Cut and Go, and I am with Emil. So Emil is from Poland, and you're here 20 years, Emil.
Yes, that's 20 years.
And how long are you running this business?
I'm here nearly 3 years, or 3 and some 3 years. Let's say 3 years. Yeah.
And how do you find business going?
Average. Okay, so it's okay, like, you know.
And you didn't get any support from the government?
No. I used to try to talk with them, but there is no support for that kind of business, all right? So other business maybe, yes, that's what is not on the market, you know, so.
Okay. And how do you find living in Ireland?
Grant. I like the Carlo, I like that environment, I like the people. It's okay, like close to Dublin, close to motorway, the weather only is, you know.
And you have children here as well?
I have 2 kids, yeah.
And you love as well that I suppose we're very similar, as in country-wise, as in Ireland is a Christian country. And you like our traditions.
That's why I actually stay here I just came only for summer, you know, and I'm 20 years here. We actually stay here because they're the same traditions, similar cuisine, similar relation with the people, like, you know, People used to say hello on the street with no. Now it's a little bit changed, but it's still okay, yeah.
And are you a bit concerned about how the country has changed in the last few years?
It is different country. Like Carlo is still a small place, so it's not visible for the anyone. But it is big change. Like, even on the street, people are. I remember you could used to stay on the street and talk with the friends, and nobody's beep, nobody shouting. You could say hello, change few words, and go. Now everybody are in the rush. Like it's a little different,
And are you worried about safety, especially for your children? We'll say over the next few years.
I think we have the guards, yeah. They still taking the new one, guys. Do we still have more patrol on the streets? The guards have cameras now, yes, or they still have no weapons, but maybe I don't know what way is better. But listen, I never had a crash with I never had a bad story, so I don't know what to say,
But you do kind of see how things have changed a bit, and that we'll say parents especially are just, they're very concerned about, we'll say mass migration into the country. Like, what are your thoughts about that?
It is. Like, even you can see in the population card, it goes up twice. As I came, I remember the IT was small building. Now they build. So there is more people here, and they are not from next generation or Europe previously, citizens, Carlo citizens. Actually, people come from Dublin. I know, because it's cheaper place for live. But it's plenty of. I'm also I'm not from here, but half my life is here. Okay, so I came 2006. From this time, yeah, I can see plenty of things have changed. So I'm here 20 years. And I've always worked. Actually, the COVID broke my career for a good few months, or even a year and something. Yeah, and I go back to the game now and still try to be on the wave, try to hold that. So.
Well, as you said yourself, you're here 20 years, you've always worked, and you pay your taxes like everybody else. And you're just trying to run a business and support your family.
Yes. Expect little grow up this year, I think the new year, new opportunities,
And you were saying to me you're looking for a female barber.
Female barber or two female barbers, even 2 chairs here, which are spare. So that's kind of a chance for some young girls. I can up skills, I can learn, I can teach them how to start the career. And yeah, if somebody is interested, just let me know.
That's great. There might be somebody local listening that might be interested. And look, it's always great having the women in, isn't it?
Yes.
He has to say that. Listen, Emil, thank you so much for the interview, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we have another user there.
But and again, like that, he's here, as I said, look, he's here 20 years, he's working, his 2 children are here, and he was saying to me, what he loves about Ireland is that we're so similar, we're a Christian country. So, but fair play to him, what I liked about him was he was very genuine, and he was nearly afraid to say, well, I don't want to be given out because I'm not from Ireland. It just shows that he has respect. And that's the way a lot of Polish are, and they can see what's going on. So fair play to him. And if there's any female barbers around that are looking for a job, he's hiring. He was actually saying, it was quite interesting, he was saying that there's some men actually prefer to get their hair cut by a woman rather than a man. So you're muted.
Yeah, that doesn't bother me. I'm going to be honest, if you spend more than 5 minutes at my hair, I'd fall asleep. You know what I mean? Once you're touching my head, that's gone.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't touch me feet. What?
Let's move on.
No, I just hate anyone. Me head, when I'm getting my hair cut out of that, if my age is getting it done, I've often nodded off. But I've often got my feet done, and I can't stand anybody touching my feet, especially my little toe. No, just can't do it.
Well, that woman's after messaging just there now, and she says, "I'll do Paul's hair."
Send me a picture. I'm sure you have one. You're mad. You're mad.
I know. Was the sound okay in that? Because I just didn't have time to put in, because it takes time to do the captions and all that for the videos as well. Normally I add the captions so that people can read it, but I just didn't get time.
Shawnee Mash there is just saying that, prepared to get my hair done by a barber, a man, not being sexist. My brother's the same. My sister does my hair all the time. She's a Peter Mark stylist, like, you know, and listen, she does a good enough job on it. It's grand. I just do the what?
To wake up. I said you don't fall asleep when you're in the chair with your sister, because she'll probably give you a slap to wake up.
Yeah. Zip, 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 zip.
And then Paul, wake up.
Yeah. I prefer women doing mine. I prefer a dishy barber.
I just prefer women doing it. So he wouldn't, like, there's not a huge amount of female barbers.
I know two. I think someone's just saying brilliant. All the videos are top notch, darling. Yeah, well done. Okay, Paul, that's two places no one can touch.
Because I want the personality tone of the business owner. That they are what's important, you know. And again, like that, if you like a person, you will go into their business, you know.
Yeah.
Reflexology.
I'm just gonna this. Do you remember? I'll just turn you off there for a minute, Orla. Lads, do you remember Captain Pugwash that was on years ago? Do you remember that, Orla? Okay, I'm just gonna show you now. Okay, I'm gonna share this screen. Okay, you might remember the characters when you see them. Can you see them there? Do you remember them, Orla? No. Okay, well, just a bit of these were characters in the 70s, okay, and how we didn't know back then that that BBC were pedos is beyond me. Okay, I'm gonna go through the first one here. I'll point at it there. Captain Pugwash was the first one. Okay, that was him there. All right, there he is. There, that's Captain Pugwash, and then you had Seaman Staines. Okay, as in Seaman Staines, right? And then the next fella was Master Bates. So he was Master Bates. Okay. And then you had the big fella, Big Willie. Okay, it was Big Willie. Okay. And this little fella down here was Roger, the cabin boy. The what?
When was that out? I don't remember that. Is that before my...
Yeah.
The 70s.
Yeah. When I was growing up as a kid, that was it. I'd say there's a lot of people in the chat remember that. But Seaman Staines, Master Bates, Big Willie, and Roger the cabin boy.
My God.
Isn't that mental?
Crazy.
I just thought I'd share that. Yeah. Liz Pepper, certain age group, Paul. Yeah. Yeah, too young, Orla. Yeah. Yeah, Barney as well. That was all. Ugh. When you look back on it now, you know what I mean? Like my kids used to watch Aria the Princess or whatever she was. She had these like lions or tigers, and he had the boy logo and the girl logos, you know, on there. Oh, it's just now that you know, you know. Sheepdog, my older brother worked at ABP car back in 95 for the summer. A boner. His friend was a trainee accountant at ABP. All the start were Irish back then from Kilkenny and Tipperary. They're not Irish now, lads. See what I did there, Orla. No, what did you do there, Galloway Rider? I'm going to go back up. You're too young, Orla, obvious. Yeah, okay. Thanks for that. This one, by the way, Paul, let's say there is an Irish column show in front of a live audience. Orla, make sure to bring the wooden spoon. Yeah. Hi, Paul and Orla. You're doing... How are you doing this evening? We're doing good. We're doing very good. Go on, you talk there for a second. Phone's ringing.
Do you know what was really funny, right? So, I was walking through the Fairgreen, which is a shopping centre, and just the other day, there was a group of young ones around. I'd say they were like 13 years old. But anyway, one of the boys came over and he was like, "Oh my God, you're the girl from TikTok, right?" Because that seemingly is where I'm recognised the most. Which is really funny because you wouldn't imagine. I would have thought it would have been Facebook because I have a load of Carla followers, but no, it seems to be TikTok. But I was laughing. I was just like, "Oh, thanks very much." It wasn't that he recognised me. It was that he called me a girl. Because we're kind of at that age group now where you're normally called, you know, you're getting into the older years. So I was like, "Oh, thanks very much, a girl."
I remember years ago when a young man called me Mister for the first time. It was like, "What? I'm only 28, you little bollocks." You're like, "You know what I mean? You're calling me Mister." Yeah.
Oh, too funny.
Okay, we move on there, Orla. What we move on to?
You want to do Eva, banned from the UK. Do you see this? This is some carry on.
Yes.
And actually, under Eva is I don't think you played it. Gavin's post from the other day.
Yeah. We'll go with this.
So I just got an email I didn't expect. I have officially been banned from traveling to the United Kingdom. I'm not allowed to enter the country because the UK government under Keir Starmer deems my presence in the UK, and I quote, "not conducive to the public good." I don't know what that means. Since when is being conducive to the public good a requirement to enter a country? I mean, especially the United Kingdom, where, if I'm not mistaken, thousands of illegal immigrants enter through the channel every day. Every day. Nobody's asking them to be conducive to the public good, but I cannot come. And now this email came out of the blue in the sense that I didn't apply for an ETA now. I went back in September to join the Tommy Robinson rally where I spoke, and I was planning, I should say, to do that again in May. Guess not. And now the timing is quite suspicious, isn't it? Because 3 days ago, I posted this about Keir Starmer, calling out his hypocrisy that he wants to ban X because of women's safety, whilst at the same time he's the one who's allowing these migrant gang rapes to happen. Obviously, he's just doing that because he wants to ban free speech, and that is also the reason why I am now not anymore allowed to go to the UK. But it's pretty dystopian. I mean, it's a very severe limitation of my freedom, and as it says in the email, I cannot appeal. I'm not convicted of any crime. I'm not under suspicion of any crime. They just decided, Keir Starmer just decided that someone like me is not welcome in the UK.
Isn't that?
Like, that's mental. Like, Eva has been speaking out about this for years, and it was because she was at the Tommy Robinson thing. I remember it. She spoke brilliant at it, you know what I mean? And that's what someone just said there. It's because she went to the Tommy Robinson thing. Anyone, excuse me, who goes to them, she is too hot for the UK. She is hot, I have to say. She is gorgeous. Eva was on the Tucker Carlson show last week talking about Rupert Lowe sent a letter to the government about it too. Fair play. Yeah, they should. I like him on Rupert Lowe. Chris Brepney. It's illegal to notice. Watch this space. Spot on, Eva. National Party video up on YouTube. Kicks off in council. PSSLV fell kicks off in council because National Council says non-national. Yeah, seen that. I was talking about it earlier. Patrick Quillen's video, it was brilliant. Really good. And she's a lovely lady too. She is a lovely lady. Angela Leggett. Eddie Hobbs, remember, asked Steve Bannon if he had a parachute, if he wishes to visit Ireland. Yeah, sure did. I'm still, I have this thing up on the screen here, so I'm just going to get rid of it. But Master Seaman Staines and Master Bates and Roger the Cabin Boy, like, come on, lads, you know, that's a bit much. Oh, yeah. Brendan in the chat there now talking about Coolock again. So I'll put it up and I'll read it. There are a lot of lies being told about the Coolock court cases, and we have to wonder why. First, Sean Crowe said we were done for 2.8 million in costs. This is a lie. I did say it was a lie already. We were done for the 1 day of the moot case, and there is no figure mentioned yet. I did say that as well. Next, people say we are never at the Coolock camp and did not support the protesters. Another lie. On the night we won the case, we went out to the camp to celebrate with the protesters. We had a great night, and Kevin Coyle probably was there too. I actually have the videos there, Brendan, and I have all the videos there. So yeah, I remember it well. It was a very good night. My woman is from Campaign. I believe me Dutch girls are that. Yeah, they are. Rupert Lowe is mentioned. I personally don't trust him. Listen, Tommy will have her on video call. It may be like he done with Musk. Yeah. They kind of have actually, as you can identify, a legal immigrant. It's against the law. Steady, Paul. I am steady. Eva. Driving test Monday. Been driving 28 years on provisional. Oh, good man. I hope you do well. You'll be all right. Just need to brush up on a few things. That's all. Angela Leggett. I'd love to see Steve come to Ireland. Imagine if they wouldn't let him in. Yeah. Read it all. It broke off at the end, Brendan, there. Broke off at the end. You're only allowed to give. All I seen was Kevin Coyle. You can see it at the end of the screen there. Kevin Coyle W. I'd say that was there. We haven't got the rest of it, Brendan, so sorry I can't play. By the way, Paul, name still Chris Byrne. It's just because YouTube was showing my YouTube name as Chris Byrne. Yeah, no, I knew that. It'd be interesting. So I guess, yeah. Okay, and now what are we? 117. What did you say?
Gavin's. Should be underneath Eva's.
Council I am absolutely the Paul, a housing charity, purchased these €2 million in 2024 and was still going idle because in the middle of a housing crisis. What is going on here? Right now, I'm inundated with phone calls because people have seen an article done by Matt Tracy at Grip that said up to 70% of people in the Paul housing had been in IPAS. Now, I'm going to look into this further and see is it 100% true. Whatever it is, that's shocking. We nearly have 17,000 people in emergency accommodation, right? And nearly half of them are immigrants. Like, we need to prioritise our own people. It's quite clear now that immigration is having a serious impact on our housing crisis. And that includes people that are here legally. The people that are in high-paying tech jobs and pharmaceutical jobs are competing with Irish people to buy and purchase and rent homes in this country. And they're on over 100 grand, some of these people. So how's someone on 20 grand meant to afford these houses? We're going to have a big problem in March because the new laws will come in for tenants to be able to rent up to 6 years. Landlords are already giving loads of tenants. I'm getting calls all the time that they want them out before March, before them laws come in. So where are they going to go? Because we don't have the accommodation. There's a handful of people making millions off the backs of this. There's a handful of people making millions housing migrants in hotels and IPAS centres across this country. There's a handful of people making millions housing people in emergency accommodation. Like, what's going on? What we need is solutions. Start by banning overseas investors from purchasing property in this country. Ban vulture funds, send them out of the country so we can keep the people in the families in their homes, because they'll end up in emergency accommodation. These funds sell off these homes for a profit. Make homes affordable so people on 25 to 35, 40 grand can actually afford them, because an affordable home shouldn't be over 400 grand. It's an absolute scandal what's going on. Dublin City Council need to start building more social and affordable homes, and we need to hire plasterers and brickies and the electricians and the plumbers all on their books. The government need to start funding it properly. It's have billions in Apple tax, and that's what it should be used for, to actually develop this country. As for the illegal immigrants, mass deportations, send them home, look after our own people. Priority stays here. I had a mother who's in emergency accommodation ring me today. This is why I'm so angry, with 2 kids the last couple of years. And you know what she said to me? Gavin, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I've went to all these protests with Sinn Féin and Social Democrats, people for profit, for the housing crisis in the past, and they don't seem to do anything. So it's just in the Dáil, Sesame Street, where they're on high salaries of over 100 grand in the Dáil bar, spending like a children's hospital that's still not finished, like a bike shed, a fortune spent on it. You know, the steps that you saw, a fortune spent on it. And what? An elderly woman waiting up to 45 hours, 90 years of age to be seen in the hospital. You want to take the blister packs off the people that are sick. People waiting for operations. People fighting for skilled places. And people homeless. Well, sometimes I feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel with this government and these politicians in the Dáil. Because I'll tell you one thing. They don't care about the working class. They've been punching down on them for generations. And it's still happening to this day. But we have to just keep fighting against them.
Fair play to Gavin there, yeah. He's bang on, spot on the money again.
Isn't that shocking? Imagine they're just lying there idle and we have 17,000 homeless. Disgraceful.
I drove in through town today and Jesus, the amount of apartment blocks. I drove into Coast Road here at Clontarf and you can see it from Bayside, say there's loads of apartment blocks and then it stops as you go further down, you know what I mean, down the coast, you know what I mean, and then it starts again when you get back into town. But between Dollymount and the rich areas, there's no apartments at all. You know what I mean? The apartments are up in the lower class areas, like, you know, the sort of way. What do you think?
You're muted.
Yeah, I know, because I've got a call from my daughter. So.
Well, look, this actually is good timing for just what Gavin was saying. It's ambulance delayed. Wait till you hear this. This, again, I can't emphasize enough. This guy is brilliant. He's over on TikTok. Give him a follow. I love the way he explains things.
Mayo died last week after the ambulance that his family called for him was delayed for so long that they had to rush him to the hospital 80 kilometres away themselves. The ambulance service in Ireland has been described by politicians as stretched to its limits and in severe crisis. Now, I've done some research on this, and I found that it would cost the state roughly €1 million a year to purchase, equip and fully staff one ambulance. Now, I'm not very good at maths, so I'm going to need your help to work out how many ambulances we could afford just by using the money that Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael have wasted over the last number of years. Let's start with the infamous bike shed at Leinster House. Now, I've seen this bike shed. It's a bike shed suitable for 36 bikes, and it cost the taxpayer €335,000. So let's set that aside. A wall needed to be repaired at the WRC. That went over budget by €290,000, so we'll add that to the mix. A security hut was then built at Leinster House, costing the taxpayer a whopping €1.4 million. That has to be dug up, by the way, because it stinks. Your money was also used to buy a printer for the doll, a printer that cost €1.8 million, and a printer that didn't fit in the room. On the topic of technology, your money was then used to purchase a scanner for the National Gallery, a scanner which cost €120,000, and a scanner which was too heavy for the building. More recently, your tax money was used to build 14 steps in Deer Park, which wouldn't be much of an issue if those steps didn't run over budget by €500,000 for steps. The Arts Council spent up to €7 million on a project that was ultimately scrapped, and the government spent €9 million on phone pouches. We're now learning that an IT system that deals with college funding has gone over budget by €4.4 million. Train management system is set to go over budget by €41 million, and who could forget the National Children's Hospital, which still isn't open and has gone over budget by a massive €1.6 billion. Now that man in Mayo needed one ambulance, and by my rough calculations, Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael have pissed away enough money to purchase, equip and fully staff 1,666 ambulances. That's about 20 ambulances for every single hospital in the country. But here we are in 2026, allowing people to die because this government has spent their money on printers and bike sheds instead.
And there you have it. I just think the way he's just done that is brilliant, you know, and he's great in his videos, especially for anyone who's not into politics. And he just, you know, he explains things without talking down to people. So he's definitely worth a follow.
He is. How many ambulances did he say he get in the end there? What did he say again?
He said 20 per hospital. With all the money they've wasted. And a man died. Like, where's the price on life? Because they don't care. It's
yeah, but you
141 million sent over to World Bank. And and 3 people have died in less than 3 weeks on the streets. They're an absolute disgrace.
It is. It's disgusting, are we? Especially with the, like the homeless crisis here could be sorted. Really, it could. Never mind the ambulance crisis, but the homeless crisis definitely could be sorted here now if we stop giving money out to these people. I'm being honest with you.
But it would go towards the housing crisis. It would go towards the healthcare, children's assessments, all the disability assessments, the scoliosis operations. I mean, the list is a mile long of where our money would go if they weren't, as he said, pissing it away. But then there's no accountability for our government. They do whatever they want. They don't have to answer to anyone. They're not being called out by anyone because they have 40 on their pay packet. It's an absolute and utter disgrace.
People don't get involved with politics, but politics get involved with people. There was a big one here a few minutes ago that I wanted to read. Was this one here? Simone Mokyo. Hi, regarding founder of transgender ideology, Mr. John Money, psychologist and founder of the transgender ideology. He's a man who, in question to a child who was born, had an accident, and while he was born, there was questioning over what he was now. Stupid question. He was still. But anyhow, through trials of male men, through years of psychology, through blockers, extra over several males, and with the controversy over trials and cases of these men following years of body changes and psychological reversal. Okay, this is just going on about this fella Money. I have read bits about this fella Money. He was the founder of the transgender, of the cult of transgender. Yeah, don't know who is. He's very corrupt. Very corrupt. She's definitely the boss lady.
I am so ashamed he's the same surname as me. Right, that's us pretty much done and dusted. Shall we head over to the vaccine segment?
I thought you'd never ask, Orla.
We've got a few segments, and then I actually came across an interesting, it's under health news, so we can throw that in as well.
Yeah, I have that there now. I'm going to start off. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go with a couple of studies. I'm going to go with the German MEP, Christine Anderson.
Once again, with a message to you. As you know, in the election campaign to the EU Parliament, I ran on the promise that I would deliver an inquiry committee into the unspeakable events around the mRNA procurement contracts and how Ursula von der Leyen acted in that. So I tried to deliver on it. That is to say, we managed to get the required signatures for having such an inquiry committee twice. And both times, it was just simply buried in some unelected body behind closed doors so that you, the citizens, would not find out who is actually for transparency, who is actually for accountability of the Commission. Instead, like I said, they buried it behind closed doors with no one to ever know. Well, since I ran on that promise, I'm doing my best to live up to that promise. What I'm doing right now is, together with two colleagues, one of them is Marieke Ehlers. She is from the Netherlands, the Geert Wilders party. And we also have Charlie Weimers on board. He is from the Sweden Democrats. We decided to file a complaint with the European Court to have the decision that was taken in Conference of Presidents, to have that decision annulled. At the very least, we should have an open vote in the plenary so that all the citizens can see who is for transparency and who isn't. Who is for pretty much covering up for Ursula von der Leyen, who, in my view, is as corrupt as it gets, and who isn't. Who is actually representing the people in the respective member states and who is not. This is what we're trying to find out. That's why we petitioned the court. And as always, I'll keep you updated as we go along. Thank you so much.
As you can see there, she's talking about the 35 billion in vaccines that she done the deal with Pfizer. That's what she wants to see, all of the documentation and the WhatsApp messages that they had. So that's what she's looking for, to hold these to accountability.
She's very good.
She is very good. I'm just going to play another one here. I'm just going to go through some of these. O'Donoghue is up to his bollocks in it. The higher ups decided he needed moving on. He signed off on the interconnector contract. And look who got into that. Yeah, anti-Christianity, everybody, they all are. What happens next, Galilee? They won't have it. When we say it, we mean it, not idle words. It's believed Pascal pocketed 300 grand out of the 340,000 for the bicycle shed. I wouldn't put it past them. It was time to move on, job done. Aaron go bra. I'm going to go with another one.
Looking at the Louisiana Department of Health infant death records and their immunization status, and found that the infants who receive all 6 of the CDC recommended vaccines at the age of 2 months old faced a 68% increased risk of dying in the following month compared to the unvaccinated children. And females were hit the hardest. They faced a 112% higher odds of death in the following month compared to the unvaccinated. And combination vaccines incurred the highest risk of mortality in the following month. And this was all dose dependent, so infants who got 6 vaccines compared to 5 at 2 months old suffered higher risks of death. And so it appears that inoculating small developing infants with all of these toxic loads reaching their bloodstream and central nervous systems is not only unleashing chronic disease across all categories, but it is also increasing the odds of the infants dying. This is very worrisome, and it needs to be replicated immediately across all other states and their death records, and they need to match them with the immunization records. This cannot be ignored. This is very, very serious.
I'll let you talk about that for a second.
Well, he says it all, doesn't he? I mean, this is extremely worrying. I mean, is there any studies been done on this? You know, I know there was that study, but like other studies to show what exactly is going on. I mean, how much risk are these babies at? But then would you be told? You probably wouldn't be.
That's exactly it. You won't be told. But here's another one I'm going to play here now. This is the risk. Well, I'm just going to tell you in here, in a nutshell, what this is. All COVID vaccinated individuals should undergo cardiac screening. Our new study indicates that 1 to 3% of vaccinated individuals suffer subclinical heart damage, and sudden death can be first manifestation. So watch this. This is, wow.
All COVID-19 vaccinated individuals should undergo a cardiac screening to ensure that there is no subclinical heart damage. We just published a peer-reviewed paper, and we found that approximately per dose, about 1 to 3% do suffer a form of heart damage. That means millions and millions of people across the globe have this form of heart inflammation and possibly cardiac scarring that can lead to sudden cardiac arrest. And so subclinical myopericarditis is not obvious, as you'll see in the figure here right next to me. So you may have some effort intolerance, so you exercise and you're more tired than usual. You might have some palpitations, and you may have some slight chest pain. But most concerningly is the very first manifestation of this syndrome can be sudden cardiac arrest or sudden death. And so it's very important to find out who has incurred this heart damage, the silent heart damage, and fix it and prevent the sudden death from occurring. And so in our paper, we outline a diagnostic and management approach to this silent heart damage in the best attempt to prevent sudden cardiac arrest among vaccine recipients. And so this includes many things. It includes imaging first to detect if there's any scarring or inflammation in the heart, MRIs, ECGs, as well as serial biomarker testing. So looking for BNP, troponin elevations. Is it improving over time? And if there is a detection of the subclinical myocarditis, then it's recommended to abstain from physical activity until these markers normalize.
I'm just going to leave your mic off there for a minute, Orla. Okay, but like 3%, he says, 3%. Now, do you reckon most of the population were vaccinated? So 3% of the population of a population of 8 billion, or 8, isn't it 8 billion? Yeah. So do you reckon 240 million people could be affected by this? 240 million people could be affected by that. It's not just a small number. When you say between 1 and 3%, when you add that into the context of 8 billion, wow, it's 240 million. I think it is. Is it? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 240 million. Yeah, that's what it is. Isn't that mental?
Well, not necessarily, because first of all, I don't believe those statistics as to how many actually took it. But we'll say in relation to the likes of the VAERS report coming out from the High Wire and that, they reckon that over 20 million have died from the convict shots. Like that's what they believe through the likes of the VAERS reports. it could be even higher than that, because there's no way of knowing, because a lot of stuff's not been recorded, or people were put down, you know, as different cause of death. But what they believe is 20 million. That's a lot of people.
That is an awful lot of people there. And
we'll do the one on the cholesterol and then the one on the Angus Dalgleish.
I'm going to do him now, Angus Dalgleish.
The evidence that the messenger RNA vaccines they're all completely contaminated. They're just not fit for purpose. The Pfizers are all full of SV40. SV40 was what, in my day, we put into mice to make them grow tumours so we could pour chemotherapy into them to see if it worked for the tumours. And we're putting this into humans for a disease that hasn't killed anybody for at least 2 years. It is beyond belief. And that's really what I cannot understand. Now, today, I got sent something from Australia, which I must say it's the closest I had to being holding my stomach and being sick. It was a race of Morrison, the Prime Minister, doing a deal with Moderna for messenger RNA vaccines for the next 10 years, that you will buy 2 billion Australian dollars of these vaccines off the next 10 years, and they will target all sorts of diseases, and they will be given to children. This is a gene therapy that they think, how much were they bribed to do that? Because I must say, if I was given $1 billion to do this, and it meant it going into children, I would walk away even if it was 10 billion. To me, it's beyond belief that you would even consider it. These people behind Moderna and Pfizer are just pure evil, and they must be held to account.
Am I unmuted? Don't get me started on Moderna. Moderna was going bankrupt until they brought out the shots. And it's amazing how they knew and were ready and had the patents for these shots before this virus even appeared. I believe that they got Mystic Meg's psychic ball, and were using it. Also, if you looked at the ingredients of Moderna, there is an ingredient called SM-102. And if you look it up, it actually causes cancer. And that was in the Moderna shots. Also, Moderna recently came out with the news that one of their side effects is psychosis. So that's wonderful news. And I highly doubt that the doctors and nurses given Moderna are letting people know that. Meaning, as we always say, there's absolutely no informed consent. You're muted.
I know I am, Orla. Yeah, I know. I just had to do that. I had to mute myself so I wasn't coming through yours. Angela Leggett, what's Angela saying? Pfizer in December had warned that the next few years will be bumpy, beginning with 2026 due to lower sales of its COVID vaccine and treatment. It sold part of the company from $2 billion, agreed today. Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to, this is Pfizer's own data. Look, 279% spike in miscarriages, 487% spike in breast cancers, 1,048% spike in nervous system, 155% spike in birth defects, 350 spike in male infertility, 369 spike in testicular cancer, 2,181% spike in hypertension, 664 spike in malignant neoplasms, a 680 spike in multiple sclerosis, 551 spike in Guillain-Barré syndrome, 468% spike in pulmonary embolism, 320% in tachycardia, 452 in migraines, 471 in female infertility, 437 in ovarian dysfunction, 269 spike in myocardial infarction, and 291 spike in Bell's palsy. Now, wow, that is
Guillain-Barré's paralysis. That's how serious that is. And that is a list of side effects. Will you tell me, like, how many people, have been told any of these sort of side effects when they're in getting the shots. They're not. They're probably told, oh, you might get a headache and a sore arm. Well, paralysis and everything else that comes with it, I think is more important than a sore arm.
I agree, Orla. I do. Yeah, I'm just going to play. Okay, I'm going to play this health news one. I have 2 health news. Yeah. We'll play that one. I'm going to come back and finish up. Do you know what I have there? I'll tell you, I'm going to do this because how long does that go on for? Let me just have a look. While we're on the subject, okay. This is Ozempic, okay? While we're on the subject of vaccines and everything else, I thought we might as well play this Ozempic. So I'm going to play this. I'm going to come back and finish up and talk about that now in a minute.
Person was losing on these drugs, they were losing 4 pounds of fat-free mass or lean mass. So 40% of the weight they were losing on these drugs is coming from lean mass, like including muscle and bone. So there are now case reports of young, healthy women who were overweight, who go on the drug for some period of time, and after they get diagnosed with osteoporosis, where they have eroded their bone health. They're losing lean mass. And when you take enough of that drug that you just have no more hunger because of how it's acting at your brain, you do just stop eating. And the malnutrition, at least in part, is going to cause a loss of lean mass. There was a paper recently published with the use of these drugs, finding that people, when they begin the drug, their risk of suicidal thoughts doubles. It goes up by over 100%. And their risk of major depression triples. What it's doing is perhaps reducing your craving for everything. That while you are eating less food, which is resulting in the weight loss, you also are not interested as much in exercise as you used to be, which is going to make it even easier for you to lose your muscle and bone. You're also less interested in hobbies like going to play pickleball with your friends or going out and drinking with the boys. Every 6 pounds of fat a person was losing on these drugs, they were losing 4 pounds of fat-free mass or lean mass. So 40% of the weight they were losing on these drugs is coming from lean mass, like including muscle and bone. So there are now case reports of young, healthy women who were overweight, who go on the drug for some period of time, and after they get diagnosed with osteoporosis, where they have eroded their bone health. They're losing lean mass. And when you take enough of that drug that you just have no more hunger because of how it's acting at your brain, you do just stop eating. And the malnutrition, at least in part, is going to cause a loss of lean mass. There was a paper recently published with the use of these drugs, finding that people, when they begin the drug, their risk of suicide.
That's one Ozempic, and then I'm just going to do this one. This is an Indian lady. What did you say?
I was just saying the side effects is unbelievable with that drug. Like even down to your gums and your teeth, it's affecting.
I'm going to be honest with you. I have someone close to me. Well, not close. Listen, someone I know, and they're on them, and nothing but problems. Stomach problems, this, that, and the other. But it's not the Ozempic. It's not the Ozempic. We know the doctors have told her it's not the Ozempic. Hey, and I'm watching this coming out of, America and everywhere else, and I know what's going on, you know what I mean? And I can, it's horrible to watch. Like, mass hysteria has gripped the world over an unwanted virus. We still haven't seen the full effects yet. God help us all. I agree with you. What was a BAM Fine Gael project that fucked over Callahan Construction? I don't know. Ulster loyalists leaving comments on this channel. Lol, how funny. Who are the Ulster loyalists? Who are they? I don't know who they are. I don't know how you differentiate. I really don't. Obviously, you know who they are. So, hey, everyone can comment. It's an open forum, mate. You know what I mean? At least we know who the enemy is and why we need police and army protection. They last 30 minutes outside their cordon. Yeah. Yes, Chris, and you have Fair City giving out about RTE doing immigration documentaries, trying to turn people against each other. That's exactly what they're doing. Did you see the Wilson School thing the other night? The shite that they put out about Wilson School and bullshit. It's like anorexia. You lose all your muscles and fat, and your body eats away at your insides because there's no reserve to feed off. I know. They want everybody to look the same, unhuman. Yeah, that'll be me, Paul. Oh, okay, cool. That'll be you. Okay. Hey. Yeah, it's sheepdog or shit store. Okay, fair enough. Paul Boy is talking about me. Right, no problem. Hey. Ozempic sounds like an amphetamine, only less fun. Yes. I'm gonna let you hear this. This isn't. Hold on, let me just see if I got. That's yeah. I'm gonna play this young one. This young one is very good. Yeah, and then we'll finish up. Should we finish up there? Do.
Lawsuit for Ozempic. There are major side effects happening, including vision loss and stomach paralysis. And the crazy thing is, Ozempic is not new, but it's new to the scene of losing weight. A lot of celebrities have said they've used this, and the thing is, it works and it works fast. So Novo Nordisk is the healthcare company that is making Ozempic, and they're denying the wrongdoing of these side effects. They said that Ozempic is safe to use as directed, but plaintiffs are arguing that it's wrongdoing because they didn't say exactly what would happen, like the long-term severe side effects of just using it for weight loss. They're saying the company did not fully disclose the risks. Not all users have had vision loss, which is terrible, or stomach paralysis, which is also terrible. So not everyone is affected, but enough people are where there's a $2 billion lawsuit on this. The main issue that I personally see with Ozempic is that it makes you not eat as much. So your metabolism runs like this, okay? And then after you don't eat, it doesn't need to work that much because there's not much food to process. And then after you're done with Ozempic, and then you just go back to your regular dietary daily life, your metabolism is still this slow and you're not breaking down the food. So that's why a lot of people gain weight after not taking Ozempic, because your body really isn't working as hard to break down the food and get it out of your system. It did seem like the magic wand when it came to weight loss, but now I'm very curious to see how this lawsuit plays out, especially because there's so many celebrities that have been so open about taking it, which we love them being open, but I'm like, this is wild. $2 billion lawsuit for Ozempic. There are major side effects happening, including vision loss and stomach.
Yeah, so Ozempic, not a good thing, people. Look into it before you start doing it. You know what I mean? They tell you it's for diabetes and whatever, but listen, it's not good stuff. It's not.
That says it all. Paul, do you want to do one of the cholesterol? I actually find all this really fascinating, and there's a lot coming out about it now.
Clove water has been used for centuries in natural medicine, and most people know nothing about it. Here's what it does. 1. Reduces bloating and gas. It relaxes your intestines and improves digestion. 2. Kills parasites. Clove water destroys harmful worms and their eggs. 3. Balances blood sugar. Cloves help lower glucose levels and increase insulin sensitivity. 4. Strengthens your immune system. With many antioxidants, it protects your body from infections. 5. Clears your skin. Say goodbye to acne and dull skin. 6. Improves sleep quality. Clove water calms your nerves and helps you fall asleep faster. 7. Relieves joint pain and inflammation. Eugenol in cloves acts as a natural painkiller. 8. Freshens breath and improves oral health. It kills bad bacteria and supports gum health. If nature didn't make it, don't take it. Comment yes if you're interested, and share this video if you found it helpful.
That's the one on the clove water. I was just saying to play the one on the cholesterol. It's only 1 minute 26. You're muted.
cholesterol? Is it friend? First of all, cholesterol has become a swear word. Everybody thinks it's evil. And the moment the cholesterol goes around 200, everybody gets a pill. You must understand that cholesterol is essential for life. Where does cholesterol come from? I put this question to most of my patients and they'll say, obviously from food. I said, yes. Yes? Not at all. 85% of the cholesterol is made by our body. If something is made in our body, how can it be bad? Kaisa ho sakta hai? Cholesterol is deeply linked with our immunity. Does a damn good job for that. Deactivating bacteria, controlling infections, protecting damage, reducing the chances of AIDS, Alzheimer's, recovery from illness. All that is done by cholesterol. So the cholesterol varies in different times of the day, different seasons, different parts of the year. With winter, it increases. With summer, it decreases. It increases after infections, increases after surgery, dental treatment. Even stress increases. And when we are relaxed, then the cholesterol comes down.
You seem to be a little bit in love with cholesterol. I think I noticed a spark in your eyes right now when you were talking about it.
Well, that's true. I love cholesterol. And I always tell people, do you know what my cholesterol is? Take a deep breath. It's 325. Really? Yes, it is. And I'm still alive.
His cholesterol is 325 and he is still alive. Wow.
But you remember we spoke about that in the other videos, and it said that you need cholesterol. You need cholesterol. You need that healthy fat for your brain. That's very, very important. And that a lot of people who are very low cholesterol can end up with the likes of Alzheimer's and dementia. That there is a link that you need healthy fat cells. So all these people who are on all these cholesterol tablets, that's getting rid of all that healthy fat, which the brain needs. So is this something else that is going on?
No, I'm the same. And like, I've never given blood, ever. I've never went to the doctor for bloods or anything else. And Joyce was saying to me, well, oh, you're getting older now. You need to do that. You need to. The way I am, if it's not broke, let's not even go and get it serviced. You know what I mean? It's grand as it is. If I keel over and then I'll go to the doctors. You know what I mean? Otherwise, no, you're all right. I remember going and getting me blood, your woman done me blood thing in work years ago, you know? And she shook me, you know what I mean? I said, what's wrong with you? She said, I was just checking to see where you're awake. She says, because this is, wow, I've never seen this before. She said, I swear to God. You're laughing there as though you'd find that not very hard to believe. Like, yeah.
Well, I mean, you're very well, Paul, for 166. Nice, Sarah.
Well, listen, we're going to finish up there tonight, people. I think we got enough out of the way there. Oh, hold on. I've one more video to play. I actually have two. Okay. Because I forgot to play one last week. Yeah, where are we? I'm going to play Liam's video first, but this is a video that was put together for us, so I'm just going to play this.
Our mission is simple: to champion the unparalleled quality of Irish meat.
But while he teaches Irish pride, his own company, the meat importer, is bringing in hundreds of tons of foreign beef, substandard and imported and packaged right here on your shelves. The man that's paid to promote Irish beef is bringing in cheap imports that undercut our Irish farmers. This is a total disgrace. Demand accountability. Last year, before the Mercosur deal was passed, they fed us 400 tons of carcinogenic beef, while the chairman of Board BIA is making a killing off it, Mr. Larry Moran. Mr. Moran is a prominent figure in the Irish agri-food sector, holding significant roles in both public and private spheres. His primary public appointment was the chairman of Board BIA, the Irish Food Board, a position he was appointed to in early 2024. In the private sector, Mr. Moran is the chief executive officer and co-founder of Dawn Farm Foods Limited. This company is a global leader in the production of cooked meat and fermented protein ingredients, supplying major food manufacturing and food services worldwide. Dawn Farm Foods is a key entity within the larger Arrow Group, which is one of Ireland's largest privately owned food businesses and is closely associated with the Quealy family. The recent controversy surrounding Mr. Murren stems from the fact that Dawn Farm Foods, the company that he leads and is the CEO of, has confirmed that it sources and imports beef from Brazil, which has led to calls for his resignation from his role at Board Bia, whose remit it is to promote Irish food and drink. Now in Ireland it looks like we are beginning to look at two choices. Halal slaughtered beef that has been reared here in Ireland, which the supermarkets claim they don't stock, when in fact they do, using vague codes and products to hide it. Or carcinogenic hormone-pumped beef that has been industrial farmed in Brazil, where animals' welfare standards are extremely poor and the rainforest loses 1 acre per minute to produce the product, showing that their climate change alarmism is nonsense, designed to rob and control you. Are the Irish people beginning to wake up to the massive fraud and corruption and lack of transparency being inflicted upon them yet by completely unscrupulous homegrown globalist individuals and groups? When are you going to say enough is enough? How many more scandals is it going to take? When are you going to say stop? Well done. That was it. He's brilliant. I love him. I love him.
He's just so class. Like I call him the new and improved Nick Delahanty, and he's so brilliant. Like no matter when I message Liam and ask him a question, like he's straight back to you. Everything he has is just bang on. You always know his information is correct, and like people would not believe how intelligent that guy is, and he's just so normal.
Bit like myself. He's a bit like normal, like me. Yeah, I'm normal too, am I?
Slagging him off the show.
I'm just gonna play this. I'm just gonna play this video. This is just from last week. This was when Enoch Burke got rearrested. So I'm just gonna, well, when he came back to the school last week, Philip and Fergo there. So I'm just gonna share this, and then we'll finish up all of it, because I think we got through everything tonight. We'd no Martin with us, so it was good.
Okay, guys, just leaving Wilson's Hospital now as we speak. There's no escape. The patrol car has been going by, but we're just heading away. Enoch is standing at the gates, steadfast as ever. Surreal situation here. Sickly. You feel sick in your stomach, Ferg, don't you? It's like...
We certainly do, but the absolute magnitude of what this man's at the doing, what is exposed in this country, the corruption of the whole lot of it, it's absolutely phenomenal. And that's how he's going to go down the history books and stood on the righteous and the right side of history. It's an absolute...
Said, like, it does feel sickly, but at the same time it's a privilege there to be able to witness somebody with that courage and that tenacity to stand up to the system, the fanatical protection of transgenderism by the establishment. So much so that they will incarcerate a man for 500 days. I've suffered from it myself with a creche and been prosecuted for going in asking the manager about a creche pushing transgenderism on children. So the man is he's an unbelievable character. He's unbelievable principles, guys, and he's here today as he said he would be. Stood by his word, and he's not giving up, Ferg, and I don't think any of us should give up. He should be an example to everybody.
Big time. He's never going to break him. He's never going to bend for anything. He's rooted in God, and that's where he draws his strength from. And God bless him, and God bless his family.
Absolutely. All the best, folks. Thanks again.
Well, now there, Orla, I think we leave it at that for tonight. Thank you, everyone. We've just hit 850. Fair play, not bad for a Wednesday night. So I'm just going to let you speak, Orla, and say...
As I said, the lady I met today, really enjoyed it. Said it was absolutely brilliant. And she's going to be donating for a coffee. which I definitely do.
Tell her thanks very much. What's her name?
I'll give you the details in the after show.
Oh, all right. I'm going to drop you down there now. Fair play to you. Thanks for coming on.
You unmute me. Unmute me.
Go on.
No, I was just slagging off Liam. I said, were you watching the show? And he said, oh, no, he's reading, right? And I said, all right. I said, we just played your video. I said, I may have slagged you off. Maybe I didn't. You're just going to have to watch. Oh, Lord.
All right, then, Orla. Thank you very much. I'll drop you down and talk to you in 2 minutes. Just going to drop you down. I'll make myself a little bit bigger there. Yeah, I'm just going to, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to put up the, Revolut there because I haven't put it up all night. Boom. That's it there, people. If you want to buy us a coffee or Revolut us a few quid towards the show or anything, please do. And I'll put the link as well in the comments for the buy me a coffee as well, please, if you don't mind. I'll do all of that while the national anthem is playing. And thank you very much. I'll just go through the rest of these. Go in tonight, have no fear. Meatball Martin has your back. We have your back, lads. John Langan, thanks, Paul and all. Good night, all. Good night, good night. Good night, Christine. Good night, Galloway Royler. Good night, back to your host. Give it over, lads. Really a great show, Paul. Thank you for your time. No problem, mate. Love doing it. I really do. Aaron Cabra. Well, people, we came to the end of the show again. And as we say every night when I'm leaving, the truth is like a lion. You don't have to defend it. You just let it loose and it will defend itself. Good night and God bless.